Alright, out of box review for Babylon 5 Hyperion Cruiser by Black Sun Models, 1/4105 scale. And this, the Black Sun, this is the first time I've had one of their kits. It's really good quality. It's a lot like an Alliance kit. It's very smooth. I don't know how they go about doing it, but it just seems to be made of a different material than most resin kits. Usually when we get resin kits, we get something like this. It varies by color, but generally something like this, but that feels kind of porous and I don't know, not rough, but it has a different, I don't know, not texture, but almost dimension to it. Whereas this is perfectly smooth, as if it's a toy that you had bought. But anyways, inside the box you have a sheet that covers how to apply the JBOD decals. Where this is also the placement guide for the decals. Gives you some good screenshots. With the decals, you only get one option, and that's a Hyperion. I don't know if there's any others. I'm sure that there were, but I don't recall that there were any, and I haven't done any research. But I would probably build this as a Hyperion anyway. Although I've bought some decal film, I've never actually made my own decals, at least not yet. Pretty simple. It tells you how to cut them. You know what you do with aftermarket versus you know, conventional factory, you know, kit decals. Inside you get instructions, and it breaks down. Here's a nomenclature of all the parts. It's a pretty straightforward kit. Instructions, general instructions, washing parts, whatnot. This is your color call-off sheet. Also shows you where placement goes. And if I'm doing this little rush, it's because this is the third time I've done it. The first time, like halfway through, my daughter came out here, and she's 6, and halfway through the video, all you heard constantly is subscribe and like, because she watches YouTube of all these like teenage girls and like Disney toys and stuff like that. So that's what they always say in there. So she just keeps repeating it, and she knows why I'm making a video. And then the second time, like the card was full. So this is my third time. So I'm trying to kind of get through it. So here you go. Here's the, I guess we call it the primary hull, which goes like this. And here is, by the way, this is a placement guide for the antennas that do not come with the kit. So here's a forward hull. Each one of these rings is actually where a crew-served turret, a gun emplacement would go. I'm not sure if these are guns on the bottom though. So here's that. There's, I mean, very fine detail. There's really nothing to gripe about. There's seam work. That's it. And all of these parts have registration pins. They go on. They fit very, very good. I don't think anything was warped, but it's been about a year since they've had it or looked at it and assembled it. So here's a primary. And then the secondary, or the superstructure, goes right here, and you can see this fine work, and you can see that little, to the left and right of each side of the grill, there's a little raised area. I mean, it's pretty fine detail. Really nice. And remember too, this may seem really simplistic. Babylon 5, much like Space and Above and Beyond, was on in the 90s, where most things were made, most of these two shows, and all the ships in Babylon 5 were all computer generated, and things were really simplistic, although they were amazing at the time. So this is what it looked like. It was this simplistic. So there's your first superstructure. There is your, I don't know what you would call this. It's this middle block right here. Better picture right there. I don't know what it's called. There's another crew serve on top. Fine detail, little whatchamacallit stuff there. Of what detail is supposed to be here on the model. That's, you know, from the show, the CG model. It's all here. It looks good. And this goes like this, like that. And then your secondary one, like this again. Not identical. It's a different piece, but really fine detail, really good. Reminds me of a Alliance kit. I think Alliance kits are really good. And here's your engine block. Oh, like this. Fine details. It'd be slightly difficult to light this because there's various lights in here. If you wanted to light up the cannons, it's going to be pretty hard because here are all the crew serves. Each one of those is a barrel. I mean, they're just kind of too small. I mean, you could do it. You could do it with some fiber optic, but I'm not sure. It's just not advantageous for it. Here's some small pieces, which I don't know where it goes. I know where that goes. That goes right here. Better picture right here. Better picture right here. It's very small. There's a little dish that goes right there. I mean, some of these parts are so fine. These are the it's a type of coolant or fuel that mounts right here. That is visible right here. I think there's 4 of them. Another piece, which I'm not sure where it goes. Actually, I think it goes in the front. This is where that's where the antenna goes. That goes to where you would call the deflector in Star Trek. And then the only other thing that's left are these little pieces, very fine pieces, and this is how it came, very well packaged right here. And these go right here. Alright, that's it. There's not too much to this kit. It's generally still available from Starship Modeler, I think. It could be Federation Models, but I think it's Starship Modeler. It's not too expensive. It's $84 right now, but it's out of stock. And I remember it being a little bit cheaper. So maybe in the $60 or $70 range, although I'm not really sure. I don't think I checked right before this video, it was out of stock. But I've checked previously, and it's always generally been in stock because it's a pretty good entry-level kit. It's inexpensive in comparison to like the Warp models. It's a very inexpensive way to get a Babylon 5 kit. And I'm going to do some, the next couple of days, I'm going to do some other reviews, out-of-box reviews of some less common kits. I just bought my first space station since the one I had in the 90s when the show was out. And I don't think I'm going to do an out-of-box kit review because there's really nothing to it. And I don't like to do reviews if there's already a plethora of stuff out there. And there already is. There's tons of these, so there's no sense in doing that. But I will be doing a review. I'm not sure what I'll do next. The Mercury Cruiser by Alliance, which is a good kit. There's some micro bubbles, but that's really an issue. A little bit of warpage, but it's kind of, if you remember the Mercury Cruiser, it's just weird how everything goes together. So you're going to have some warpage. Bad Grendels did a really good, nearly complete build and review of this kit, and he touches on stuff such as pinning all the parts is a good idea for this kit, and a few other things. If you want to see a comprehensive build and review of this kit and this kit and some other kits that I don't have that are Babylon 5, go to Bad Grendels and just type in Babylon 5. He does a video where he does 4 or 5 Babylon 5 kits, the Narn Cruiser, the Mercury Cruiser, some Vorlon ships, I think 2 different Vorlon ships, and I can't remember, maybe a Narn fighter maybe? I can't remember. But I'm going to do the Mercury Cruiser again, even though he did it. I want to do all the Babylon 5 because other than him, there's no one else out there doing them. And hopefully, if enough people watch, it'll get some interest and more people will buy these kits and start building their own and doing their own videos and series. I'd love to see more Babylon 5 and even really Space Above Beyond videos on YouTube. And hopefully, by doing some reviews, that'll help in some capacity. So I'm going to do the Mercury Cruiser, the Narn Cruiser. This is an expensive kit, but I think it's well worth the money. I can't remember what I paid. I think I paid like $240 or so. And the reason I mention prices is because when I watch videos, I want to know what it costs to know whether or not I'm going to buy that. You know, if I'm not that into that genre and it's an expensive kit, I'm not going to buy it. But I would like to know when people do reviews. So this is still available. This is JP-Graphics, or just look up Howling Wolf. It's a really nice kit. I'll probably review this one next. This is Warp Models. You can find them on one of the Starship modelers or Federation models. I can't remember which. Also eBay. When you buy on eBay, you're buying directly from Warp. And they make, and this is also Warp. Their kits are weird. Oh, actually, I left it open somewhere. I heard that this is it's some kind of polyester resin, and it feels like it really just feels weird. This is the Shadow Ship, but the Omega is not like that. It doesn't have this weird texture where everything flakes off. But it's got this weird, like, glittery, reflective, I don't know if you can see it, all that. And the camera looks like it's glaring, but it actually like twinkles, like there's almost glitter in here. And it just, what I've heard people say is that this stuff is brittle and just shit. I haven't built it, so I don't know. But I want to build this one probably soon because there's no lights in this. It's just, I think, a lot of pinning. So next, also the Shadow Ship. I believe the Shadow Ship is in scale with the Omega class. And then I want to buy a Nova class, which I just haven't got around to. And, oh, wife's home. And then I'm going to do the Saratoga, and that's it. Thanks for watching.